Hey guys, Lee with LG Speed and Custom here, and in this video, we are building a little louvered belly pan for Kirby's 32 Roadster. So we've done a few videos on Kirby's car. Video 1, we built a super cool Nerf bar that goes at the back. It just got back from the chrome shop. Video 2, we put a Winters quick change rear end in. That quick change is currently at Kirby's son's place and he is painting it. So in the meantime, while we're waiting for that rear end to come back, we're gonna build a little belly pan for underneath the car. So underneath the car here, we've got this little roll pan that goes in. And yes, for those curious, I know some people have asked in the last videos, this is a fiberglass body. So this roll pan kind of ends right here, and then we've got this really weird space from our coilover cross member to in here. And what Kirby wants to do is fill this in with a little belly pan and punch a couple louvers in it, which should be okay. Earlier in the week, I made that cardboard template that wraps around from here and folds over, and it should hook on the inside of here, and that will give us a way to secure it without any fasteners or anything. The template does have a little joggle in it to go through here. However, since I put the Nerf bar back on, I've discovered that the Nerf bar actually covers all of this, so we don't need to worry about that, and we can just make a straight cut right across there. So I'll show you the little clip of the piece that I made, and then we'll jump into it. So I've made a little cardboard template to fill this space up, which gives us our dimensions as well as where we've got a notch to go around stuff on the inside of this cross member. So we can pull this out now and transfer it to some 18 gauge sheet metal. Yeah, here's that little joggle piece that I made, and I traced where the Nerf bar was so we can just cut that off right there and just have this just as a straight piece. I'm gonna make a little sample piece now, just a little strip out of 18 gauge, and then we can figure out what kind of lip we're gonna need to hang that on the back of the body. This end here is just gonna be a simple 90-degree fold on the coilover cross member, and then we'll just have a couple screws every now and then holding it in place. We've got cutouts here for our exhaust hangers. That's a coilover mount. That's a coilover mount on the other side, and this is where the brake line tab is. So I just bent up this little piece that's gonna sit pretty much like that. This is our coilover crossover or cross member end, and then this is our little tab that's gonna hook in. So let's put it in the car and see. I'll show you how it works. So we've got this lip right here. This end is going to hook in there, and then that is going to go up top, and then we can put a fastener through there, and that'll hold it in place. So one thing I just realized as I was filming this last little bit is to get this to go in and slide up like that, the exhaust is going to be in the way. And we can't drop the exhaust because it is going to pretty much come up flush here. The whole idea why Kirby wants this is to kind of like hide these fasteners and hangers and stuff. So what I think we might have to do is just make it wide enough that it will like clear the exhaust this way. And I guess it'll sit up kind of like that. So there will be a little bit of a gap right there. I don't think it'll be too terrible though, because this piece will be getting painted black and everything else is black, and being that it's under the car, it's going to be in the shadows. So if we got, you know, I don't know what this is, 2 1/4 inch wide. If we got a 2 1/4 inch wide slot behind the pipe, I think it'll be fine. So knowing that we got to open this up a little bit, I think we can do that after we make the piece up, and then we can actually like trim it as we fit it. So this is 36 1/8, and this little sample profile piece I made was 12 inches. So if we cut a piece out that's 12 inches by 36 1/8, and then we can start bending it up. One thing I noticed with the template is you'll notice I added a section on, and that is because something's not square under there. We're from this point here to this point 9 inches, and on the same
point on the opposite side, we are 9 3/8. So either that coilover cross member is out or the back of that little lip on the body is out. I'm going to assume it's probably the body, being that it's fiberglass body. Pretty normal stuff. That's why you make templates and always measure everything. So we'll take that into consideration when we transfer this onto the sheet metal and bend our new piece up.
I've cut out a sheet of 18 gauge. So now I'm just going to trace our template onto it so we know where to cut everything out. Obviously, this one I'm tracing right now for the exhaust is going to have to be made bigger, but we'll cross that bridge when we get there. We'll spot here for the brake, our other exhaust, and our last coilover. And then this edge here is the one that's going to get, that'll be this fold right here. So we'll trace that. This is the one that's 3/8 of an inch bigger on that side than this side. So remember that when we fold the line. Here's our piece all bent up, and if you see when we take our sample piece and hold them side by side, our profile is pretty good. If we go to this side, obviously it's going to be a little bit shorter because this is the side that was exactly 9 inches, and then the other one is 9 3/8. So we're 3/8 of an inch longer on our profile here. Let's test fit this now and see how it fits. I know we're going to have to make these bigger, but I don't know how big yet until we start squeezing it in there. Okay, so I've slid it in and we made it back. We got to go about another inch or so, and we've made contact with the pipe right here. So I think I'm just going to go like that. And like that. We'll do the same. We're good over here. And we'll pull that out again and trim it some more. Otherwise, it's not too bad. Okay, we'll cut that out. We'll cut that out. Just gonna use the zip disc for that. If I measure this here, see we're about 7 inches or so to that line. And on this side, we're close to 7 inches, not quite 7 inches, but you know, we're still somewhat in the relevance ballpark. All right, I've done some whittling, some trimming, some cutting, and we got it so that it fits in there now. It slides in. Had to go a little bit further for the exhaust hangers. I kind of radiused everything just to make it look a little nice. And now I'm gonna take a hole punch here, and I've marked our center 3 inches in on each side and then 2 inches in on the very ends. And that's where we're gonna put some fasteners to hold this to the coilover cross member. We'll slide this up. Bam. Bam. Okay, last one. There's some holes. Holes punched. Yeah, let's slide this in. Just using some self-tapper screws here. All right, we've got all those in place. We're nice and solid here. It looks really good from the back side, which is the side that we're gonna see. Quite happy with that. So I think we can probably pull it out again and punch some louvers in it. So we're gonna do 5 rows of louvers in here, starting from the center. We'll do a center one, 2 right here, and then 2 on the end. So the first thing we're gonna do is find our center line, which is 18 inches. We'll line our square up. Bam. There's our center line for our first row of louvers. So my particular louver press goes, I need 5 inches center to center in between louvers. So I'm just gonna go from this center line out 5 inches, 5 inches on the other side. For this area here, I don't know yet. I'll lay these out and see how the spacing is, if we can keep equal spacing or if we just do a center between the exhaust opening and here. I don't know yet. We're gonna wing it. So I've got our 3 lines in the center like we originally planned and our outside ones, and realize I can probably fit a couple louvers in here. Oh, you know what? Before we punch that, I might mock this up one more time because our tailpipes are here. And just to make sure that we got enough clearance that the dip of the louver is not gonna hit the pipe. I don't think it will, but we'll check just in case. Oh, we got tons of room. Miles of room. All right. Let's punch these. All right, here's our louver press. This is an old homemade louver press built by an old hot rodder from Edmonton. It's pretty straightforward. You got your center lines that we just laid out, and you just line your center line up with this little line right here. Punch your louver, and then when you move it back, it just automatically lines up for the next louver. So pretty straightforward. I put some little bit of transmission fluid on here just to lubricate the dies. So we'll start with our center one and punch our rows. Okay. There we go.
bam, there we go. 36 louvers in total. This worked really well, putting the ones on the end, and I think it looks better than having a blank space there. So I've given it a little wash with some brake clean and a rag to get all our transmission fluid bits off. Let's go test fit it again to make sure everything's still happy. When you punch louvers, it does put a gentle curve into it, which I think will be fine. But we'll make sure it fits, and if it's all happy and fits good, then we can give this to Kirby's son to blow a little bit of black paint on it.
Okay. Perfect. Okay, where'd my screws go? Yeah, it's perfect. I'm gonna put the Nerf bar on just to see how everything looks. This is a Nerf bar that we made in the first video on Kirby's car. So cool. I want to build a belly pan for my Roadster now. There we go. That's how you build a little belly pan for the back of Kirby's 32 Roadster. So we'll pull this off, send it over to Kirby's son. He's gonna paint it. He's already painted the rear end. It's just drying right now. So I can start assembling the rear end next and put it back in. The chrome springs I think should be here tomorrow. The brakes, remember how we had to order new brakes to go on the quick change rear end? That turned into a bit of a debacle, so I ordered another set of brakes from another supplier, and they should be here, I think, next week. And then we should be able to button this thing up. The last thing that Kirby wants to do on this car before he takes it home is we're gonna replace this back window with a Sid Shaver's hot slot window. That is still getting shipped here, so yeah, that'll conclude the freshening up of Kirby's 32 Roadster. So thanks everybody for watching. If you want to support this channel, please check out the website, lgspeedcustom.com. We got lots of LG Speed and custom merch available. So thanks so much for watching. Leave me a comment on what you think of the belly pan. We'll see you guys on the next video.